His workmate has passed away, but Zhao still wants to feed him wine.
装醒了，我看见黑了。
It's time to take the bus home soon. Old Zhao picked up his workmate and put him in the seat beside him. But this road home is full of evil winds. After about 2 hours of traveling, passengers collectively get off the car to put water, but the workmate Lao Lu still leaned against the car window. He was looking right at the female passengers. The ladies were furious and wanted to ask for an explanation.
耍什么流氓，臭不要脸的，回家看你老婆去。
After understanding the situation, Lao Zhao hurriedly explained.
不可能，他能看到啥？你看这都醉成啥样，像死猪似的。
看见了，刚才还他冲着我淫笑着呢。
The ladies keep adding to it. They insisted on kicking the pervert out of the car. Lao Zhao had no choice. He had no choice but to reprimand Lu for his misdemeanors, while apologizing profusely. Only then did the ladies lose their temper. But not long after the road, they met another group of robbers.
各位县中囚，我向单边省通知一下啊，现在开始打劫了啊！
The leader of the robbers is holding a detector. He searched everyone's money without any problem, until he got stuck on Lao Zhao's side.
这500是我的，你拿去吧。这5000是他的，你不能拿。
你说这话就是对我这个行业最大的侮辱。我上抢天下抢地，中枪攻击，还有我不能拿的？
死人的钱你能拿吗？
In fact, Zhao, he knew Lu had died, the reason why he poured wine in front of the car, just to pretend to be a drunkard, so he could get on the bus home. This 5,000 is the death benefit for Lu from the bald head. I can't touch it. Lu has been working outside for 5 years, in order to save money on traveling expenses. He has never returned home. Every year, he sent money to his wife and children at home. Zhao can't contact Lu's family. He didn't dare call the police, because according to the regulations, the body must be cremated immediately. Lao Zhao is worried Lu and his family will not be able to see the last. At the same time, Zhao also felt sorry for Lu, so he must help him return to his roots. After listening to the explanation of the leader of the robbers, immediately admired.
仗义，这他娘的仗义！
When he was young, he betrayed his brothers, so they tattooed fake righteousness on his back. These 3 words, he took it as a motto to remind himself. So the robbers gave all the money they took. They gave it all to Zhao, and warned everyone not to take it back. After the robbers left, the passengers silently took back their money. But they still want to beat them up. They thought it was bad luck to ride with a corpse, so they threatened the driver that if Lu didn't get off, they will collectively refund the ticket. Lao Zhao did not want to make things difficult for the driver, so he carried Lu off the bus. It's a long way to go. The weight of 130 caddies, Lao Zhao continued to carry for more than an hour. He kept stopping cars, but no car would stop, so Zhao took a wrong turn, put Lu on the ground to do CPR, trying to see if he could gain some sympathy. Cars passed by on the road but no one stopped. He kept pressing the button. Finally, he waited for an old man in the countryside to lend a hand. But this brother was very enthusiastic. He insisted on taking Lu to the hospital before he could do so. Lao Zhao was wise in the heat of the moment. He gave him some money and asked him to register first, then secretly carried Lu away. It was getting late. Lao Zhao could only stay in a hotel. In a small room, there were 7 or 8 different kinds of people living there. The result is that at night, old Zhao, who was never on guard, pocket money was stolen. The next day he woke up and couldn't find the thief. He didn't dare ask anyone to call the police. He could only suffer the loss. At the funeral, a stranger cried more than the family, and the funeral feast after the weeping was the first full meal he'd had in days. But as he ate, he was afraid to eat. There was an old man at the table. He looked like the same man as in the photo. Lao Zhao thought it was a fake corpse, but the old man hurried to explain. He said he wasn't dead at all, because he was alone. He was too lonely after his death, so he hired someone to organize a funeral to make him happy. I was just curious why old Zhao was crying so sadly, so I climbed out of the coffin to ask why. He told me frankly, it's because his poor brother died in a foreign land, so he wanted to take him home, but the money was stolen, so he had to carry him all the way. He was so hungry that he had to come here for a meal. After hearing that, he was very impressed. He was curious and asked,
兄弟人呢？
Zhao rushed to the fields, looking for his brother Lu. Earlier, in order to conceal his identity, he disguised Lu as a scarecrow and put him here. Now, when he came back, he realized the body had begun to stink. Luckily, Master knows a way to hide the stench of a corpse. It's a method of blocking the body's 7 orifices with locally made pills. It keeps the body from stinking for a month. The master also gave Zhao a hand-pulled cart, so he can save his strength on the road, but the descents in the mountains are very steep. If he didn't stop in time, he fell 3 times. The cart even fell apart. After getting up, he did not rush to carry Lao Lu. Rather, he went to another large overturned car scene. He taught the depressed driver, and then the driver's buttocks under the large tires, to take away. He put Lu into the tire and pushed him along, both easy and happy. When he got to the uphill road, Lao Zhao started to struggle. He could only use his arse to push and use his back to hit it. Hard to push to the top. If he wasn't careful, the tire wouldn't stop rolling downward until it rolled into a mountainous ravine before stopping. Lao Zhao had no choice but to continue to carry it, carrying until his shoes are rotten. Unexpectedly, a blessing in disguise. When he changed Lu's shoes to wear, discovered that Lu had smuggled something under the insole, hidden more than 400 yuan. Looking at Lu's body, gradually appeared corpse spots. He knew that he could no longer rely on walking, so he pondered from Lu's 5,000 pension to get some more money out. He chartered a car to take the body back, and promised to pay the money back to Lu's family. Pay back the money to Lu's family. Before that, he had to eat a full meal, but he came across a shady restaurant. They charged Zhao 600 for just 2 dishes. Zhao tried to be reasonable, but the boss's thugs wouldn't. He had no choice. He could only pay for the meal with another 200 from his pension, but the loss of money was not a big deal. What he didn't expect was, the boss came after him again. He said the 200 was fake. That's when Zhao realized, the 5,000 pensions, none of it was real. After a severe beating, Zhao could no longer keep his promise. He burned the fake money as paper money for Lu. Then he dug a hole to bury him in. In order to try the size of the hole, Zhao went in first. This bed is as comfortable as this one. In contrast to the hardships of this journey, old Zhao suddenly decided to die here without suffering. So he hoisted a stone, trying to rely on the inertia of the falling stone to kill himself. But his instinct for survival made him duck and run. In the end, he was crushed to unconsciousness. A group of beekeepers saved him. They even invited him to dinner. The strange thing is, one of the female beekeepers wouldn't even take off her hat. Her husband explained that his wife's face had been disfigured by the fire. His wife's face had been disfigured by a fire. To avoid gossip, to make his wife happy, he decided to quit his job and brought his wife and son here. He became a beekeeper away from the crowds. Zhao was so touched by what he heard. He didn't want to die. There are so many hard-working people in the world. How could he give up his life? How can he give up his life so easily? Hearing the girl's familiar hometown accent, Lao Zhao immediately carried the worker into the salon. He put the worker on the bed. Then he turned around and kneeled down for the girl, and begged the girl to help him put on some makeup. At first, the girl thought she didn't need to kneel for makeup, but when she heard Zhao say the worker was a dead man, he was scared to death.
哎呦我的妈呀！快把他给我整出去！
你别害怕，孩子，你听我跟你说。
After Lao Zhao's explanation, the girl realized Zhao was kind enough to send the body of a worker home because of the long delay on the road. It's all wet and stained. That's why she wanted him to help cover it up. The girl believed that Lao Zhao was also willing to help, because she heard that Zhao is from her hometown. In their place, everyone is simple and never did anything bad. And the girl works outside. She hasn't been home for a long time. When she heard her hometown voice, she felt so nostalgic. So he cleaned Zhao's hair for free. He cleaned Zhao's hair, then he put makeup on the worker. He even gave him a pair of sunglasses to wear. After saying goodbye, Zhao set off to carry the body again. By the next day, without any money, Zhao was starving, so he hid the worker in an abandoned concrete pipe. Then he went to the blood donation station to exchange his blood for some money. But the nurses rejected his blood because they found he had hepatitis B. In the past, Zhao used to earn his own living. Now he's really hungry. He can only beg the nurse for food. He thought he'd have nothing to eat. But as soon as he stepped out of the blood donation station, a blood dealer stopped him. He said that all blood donations are free. I know a place. They take all kinds of blood, and they pay a lot of money. After a few words of coaxing, Lao Zhao was taken to an underground black blood station. Here he spoke to a regular blood donor, scavenging woman to ask about the situation.
我以前得过一个儿，能行？
哪不行？血不干净。
他们说行吗？
他们死血就行。
Just when Zhao had a bad conscience, when he wanted to leave, the police suddenly appeared. They took out the Black Blood station, the homeless and poor people in the station. They were all taken to the soup kitchen. Here they were able to get a full meal and a hot bath. It was almost mid-autumn. The director of the center had everyone perform a talent show to liven up the atmosphere. The scavenger's name is Bai Yun. She signed up with old Zhao. The two of them played a double act.
眼看就要到中秋节了，想家不？哪个人没有妻儿老小？拍拍良心，你们不想吗？
Lao Zhao sang another song. I want to have a home. It makes those who have a home feel homesick. It makes those who don't have a home want to have a home too. Bai Yun is the one who doesn't have a home. He and Zhao talked under the moon. They both felt good about each other, so they decided to wait for Zhao to finish delivering the body. We'd live together as partners. When the spring came, Zhao was full of energy, full of motivation. He went to see his workmate Lu, only to find out the cement pipe containing Lu's body had been transferred to a car. Luckily, the license plate was from Yunnan. It happens to be Lu's hometown. Lao Zhao immediately climbed up and followed the car all the way to Yunnan. Seeing that the end is near, and no one was willing to give him a lift, Lao Zhao can only continue to walk. On the way he met a school bus that was willing to give him a lift, but Zhao was afraid that the body would scare the children. The children refused. Sweltering weather, with a weight of 130 pounds. Zhao became more and more wobbly. As he walked, he found out what happened ahead caused a traffic jam. Even the school bus was stuck in the traffic jam. A kid saw that Zhao was already exhausted. He gave him a bottle of water, but it only made him feel a little better. They advised him not to go. There's a mudslide ahead, but he was so numb that he couldn't hear them. His back was hunched. He was supported by an obsession. Finally, he fainted from exhaustion. He was saved by the police, and old Lu could only be cremated nearby. All his efforts were wasted. There was nothing Lao Zhao could do even if he was sad. The police saw how hard it was for him, so they bought him an urn and sent him to Lu's home. But when he arrived, he realized, because of the flooding, the place had been destroyed by flooding. Lu's family had long since moved out, but the family left their latest address on the door panel, and Zhao could only take Lu home again. Maybe we spend our lives running for our homes. For an old man in a living funeral, the hustle and bustle of home is what he longs for most. For a couple of beekeepers, home is a comfortable place to be away from society. For a hairdresser's girl, home is a place where he can't stop missing. And for Lao Zhao, home is being able to stay with the one you love until old age.